I think that to start, because all three of you have, I think, such interesting or unique and different perspectives on what's going on with this emerging world of hiring, I would love to start off by getting a sense of what are some of the trends or challenges that you're seeing with sourcing right now that you are most interested in? And Shauna, I'd love to invite you up to share first. And then Kah Seng and Mike, would love to have you jump in with your perspective. And so Shauna, what are the trends or challenges that you're paying attention to most right now?
Sure, and I'll answer that question in context of the audience and what they care about the most. Our R&D population is primarily based out of Portugal, and historically Portugal was a relatively untapped market in terms of competition for talent within the R&D sector. With COVID, that's changed completely, and so some of the challenges we're facing now is our competitors for talent can be anywhere. They can be located anywhere. Our talent is amazing. And now our talent can also work anywhere. And so competition is fierce. We've seen from a sourcing perspective, our conversion rates significantly decline. And we're also seeing for the first time ever, a leaky funnel. And so part of what we've done is we've thought really quickly about how we can be agile in optimizing our EVP and also shifting from more of a gating model. Historically, we deployed a gating model throughout our process and shifted to a selling model. So, in a word, I will say, or in a phrase, I will say it's now a candidate's market.
Cool. Yeah. I certainly see that, especially because Airtable isn't necessarily fully remote yet. It has led to, certain candidate preferences being highly, amplified in this kind of remote type of world. For me, the most recent challenge really has been the fact that I think not everyone is aware what the timescales of when things would reopen. Across the whole last year, I think even following the trends of vaccinations and understanding the market, understanding where trends are headed for whether companies would be fully remote, whether we would actually adopt something that's a hybrid model. That has led to us not being offered candidates the preference of their choice, right? If they cared for fully remote or in hybrid kind of environment, we are kind of in this middle zone where we haven't yet figured things out. And so there's a lot of essentially dynamism at play. We have to be very adaptable and try to wade through all that kind of ambiguity to try to offer what candidates would actually like. So yeah,
I think in my conversations with a few counterparts at other companies, big and small actually, where these companies are transitioning to distributed workforces or are going fully remote or hybrid, the engineering leaders actually think that by being able to source outside of the traditional tech hubs, that it's going to be a massive windfall, and they're going to have all of these candidates that they can go after. And a lot of them are actually finding that the opposite is true. And so, it's actually not getting easier. And I think to build on Shauna's point, it's getting more difficult. It's, very competitive. And I think it actually underscores the importance of nurturing candidates and sourcing them and finding them before they're actively looking, because when they do start actively engaging with companies, the competition is so fierce. And yeah, there's a leaky funnel out there. People are dropping out because companies are swooping in, and it's very competitive.